You may be wondering how to start a journal practice. Why is it important to start a journaling practice? Or you have heard that it's important, but haven't gotten started on creating a routine for yourself. So today I'm going to talk about how to get started with a journaling practice, along with different types of journaling, and also just going over some of the basic benefits of journaling, as well as just touching on a little bit more on why writing by hand is also very beneficial compared to journaling by typing. Now, of course, any way out, getting thoughts out of you is still beneficial. So I would say even if you were to type, totally fine, but there are added benefits to writing by hand. So firstly, let's just start off. Just purchasing a journal is a first step of making that commitment. So I like getting these journals that have rings for their binding, and it's just really easy to flip through. So that's just me. And I also like this size. It's, what is it? Doesn't say on here. Maybe like, so not by like 10 by 11, but 8 by 11. But it's probably more like 5 by 7, or maybe a little bit bigger than that, 6 by 8. So for me, it just allows me to kind of like keep it compact. It's not too big, it's not too bulky. And then again, it's just easy to flip through if I want to rip something out. And I like the idea of being able to rip something out. Sometimes there are practices out there where you can journal something, just get it off, like out of your psyche, especially if it's like a negative feeling, and then you can burn it later in like a fireplace or a safe fire pit or something. So that's just a different type of practice of releasing and healing. But anyways, let's also just go over, there's different types of pens out there. Some people like to write with like ballpoint or the gel glide type of pen. So again, just find what works for you. I also got these like felt tip markers. Those are fun if you want to like do some themes or just add a little bit of color and spruce it up. So all right, so once you get your journal, you also want to set your environment. For me, I like to have these Himalayan salt lamps. These are fun to have. There's so many different types out there now, but they're very calming. And then I love having a candle, thus the lit perspectives aspect of my my channel. And then yeah, just a peaceful environment. I mean, a lot of times I like to turn on some music, usually instrumental, because lyrics tend to get in the way of my own thought process. So too many words going on. So instrumental music, which you can find easily on Spotify or iTunes, whichever way you find your music. And I also provide a little bit of the links to different Spotify playlists in this description below, so feel free to use that. And then you can find journals from like Target, CVS, sometimes grocery stores have like a supplies section and have notebooks. I mean, you can just do a regular spiral notebook with like college ruled or wide ruled paper. Some people like to have lines, some people don't. So it really just depends on what you want. And I would just start out with a basic notebook. And how I got started was at work. I usually would have a notebook where I would write out my to-do list of the things that I had to do that day. That is actually a form of journaling in a list form or bullet form. So for me, it's just helps me remember what I have to do each day, write out what I need to do. And then on the other page, I would write out what I'm grateful for that day. That was always a really positive way to start my day. Cause I don't know where I heard this, but you can't be in a state of misery or negativity if you're in a state of gratitude. You can't be in either of those states simultaneously. So if you're maybe rolling out of bed, stub your toe, just not having a good start to your day, take a moment to just think about the things you're grateful for. Again, that could be bullet form type of journaling. You could have a whole separate journal of just your gratitude and just call it your gratitude journal. So for me, I would start off writing, I am grateful to have my legs and my feet in order to walk. I am grateful for the roof over my head. I am grateful for my positive outlook. I'm grateful to be a mom. Like little, honestly, all the small things, because sometimes we take for granted the things that we do have. And having a gratitude practice within your journaling practice is a very great start to the benefits of journaling. So before we delve deeper into the different types of journaling and ways you can just get started, I wanted to just briefly go over the benefits of journaling. So I'm sure if you were to see a therapist, they'd also recommend journaling just to help get out your thoughts. Sometimes anxiety is really created by the fear of the future, or just maybe too much overwhelm of like thoughts or overthinking. And if you catch yourself being overwhelmed by the things you have to do and the thoughts that go on and like fears and all these things that are like just, it's just so much in your body, you have a lot being processed, it really helps to get those things out, whether you're writing it down or speaking it. So another form of journaling is actually video journaling, where you can just set up your camera and just start talking about how you feel. Maybe just have an empty room where no one's around and you're able to just express what's going on internally. And that's been very cathartic and healing and very, I don't know, for me, I really loved it, because just being able to talk, to feel heard in some way, that was really beneficial. Plus, I've always had a little bit of fear of speaking, so I've always challenged myself to do Toastmasters, so just speaking. So getting things out is a great way to then clarify what's really going on and allow those thoughts to unravel, untangle, and provide a little bit more calm. So with journaling, a lot of it does help with what's going on currently in your life, or to reflect on past hurts or events that have happened. So there's a healing aspect and a reflective aspect to it. It does help improve memory and vocabulary, because you're processing different words, you're writing them out. It increases your self-confidence. So if you have a lot of self-doubt, things that are just, you're just unsure about, when you start writing, you can affirm and really get confident about what's going on in your life, because as you write, you create more clarity as you go. It also increases creativity, allowing you to step outside yourself for a moment just to get pen to paper. And sometimes it creates a whole level of like ideas that gets like sparked within you. So you might be writing and then all of a sudden you have this idea because you felt something a certain way. It just triggered an idea and you just start writing, oh, I should go do this. Or maybe I should just go for a walk. I'm going to put my pen down and go for a walk because that's what I need right now. So things just like happen creatively as you're journaling. It also does increase intelligence, emotional intelligence. I like to pinpoint on the emotional intelligence side, because when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, allow ourselves to write down what's really going on, we are tapping into our own human essence, and then also understand that there are other people out there that are going through similar things or like other things in general. So just having emotional intelligence of your own self-awareness allows you to be a little bit more aware when it comes to other people, compassion, empathy, all of those things. So it's really important to tap in and really create that self-awareness. The more aware you are of yourself, the more you can be aware of the things and people around you. It's also very supportive in achieving your goals. Writing out what you need to do, maybe a checklist of some sort, or writing out your goals. A lot of it just comes back down to accountability. So journaling does support in accountability, holding yourself accountable to your goals, dreams, achievements, things that you want to do. And just to be able to cross that thing off, there's like that sense of like a dopamine response, I swear, that, hey, I completed that. What's the next thing on my task list or the next goal I want to achieve? And once you do it, you just feel like you're on purpose, you're on fire. So that's another great aspect of journaling. And with that accountability, it does strengthen your own self-discipline and just like your commitment to yourself, the commitment to the things that you want to create in your life. And there's one thing to say, I want to have this, but if you say I'm committed to creating this, there's a much more stronger pull to go after it. So the words that you use and that you write down, I'm committed to creating this, this, and this in my life. And that in itself is a whole journaling, written out. I mean, you could also do like a New Year's resolution, or in 2023, I want to complete these things, fold it up, hide it, and then allow yourself to open at the end of the year and see what you completed. There's so many different ways you can approach, whether it's journaling, like actually writing out your thoughts, or just like these bullet type of goals. Journaling doesn't have to look one way. It can look many ways, and again, whatever works for you. What else? It helps strengthen and sharpen critical thinking. When we put pen to paper and write out what's going on in our lives, we get a bird's eye view. And sometimes with that aspect, we see things from a different perspective. So for example, I grew up playing soccer, and say I was playing outside midfielder. I'd have the perspective of the outside midfielder. I knew where I needed to go. I knew where I needed to support my teammates and get into that space, or just provide like an opening and work our way into scoring a goal. Now, if I was standing from the coach's point of view, I would be looking at the entire field and wondering, okay, this player's going to go here. And then just, again, it's more of like a bird's eye view of like the entire team and what should happen going forward. So getting that perspective from the coach, oh, where could I have gone, or what could I have done? So with journaling, it allows you to remove yourself from like where you are in that moment, and then write things out from a bigger perspective to maybe gain more clarity as to where you can go from there, what you can improve, what's working, what's not working. So a lot of it is reflective in gaining clarity from a perspective you hadn't taken before. So I love that aspect of journaling. The other thing, just to come back to writing by hand versus typing. Again, you can type as long as these thoughts get out, it's great for you. But when it comes to like writing by hand, it does allow you to slow down. This world is moving so fast nowadays, and it's hard to keep up. So when you force yourself to slow down, you really are tapping in with yourself. You're allowing yourself to process the information on a slower way. So it allows you to take in the information, process it, and it does take some time to process information. We shouldn't be rushing to do that. If we really want to heal and get on the other side of something, like take the time to do that. Don't be rushing to do the next thing. Just like, I mean, you can block off some time in your calendar just to have like 30 minutes to journal initially, and then also reread it and see how it makes you feel, and write out some maybe action steps or action items from that process. And then because it is very kinesthetic, the writing in itself, it does allow you to boost your brain health. Writing things down visually and kinesthetically helps with memory. So being able to write things down, for some reason, I remember things so much more when I write them. So there is something there. Again, I'm not an expert or a professional when it comes to the science of why and how, and I'm sure there's more videos on that. But I just know that for me, writing things down has always helped me remember things and just stay on task and on target. So those are the benefits. I know that was probably a little longer than I had planned, but those are the benefits. And then now we're going to go into the types of journaling. So, and then I'm going to give you some structured tips on just the first journaling practice just to get you started, and then you can go from there. So I have 3 different types, basically. Thoughts are the first one. So you can set a timer. Sometimes I just do like 3 to 5 minutes. Sometimes I just really want to like have at it and I set 10 minutes. So the timer, obviously you can set one on your phone, and you just hit go and you just start writing whatever like thoughts come to mind. You just start writing with no judgment. So no criticism as to what's coming out. You just start writing whatever's going on, whatever you're thinking, and you don't stop. You don't put the pen down until the timer's up. So that's a great opportunity to play some music and just allow things to flow without judgment. And again, the key is without judgment, because allowing yourself to do that is very vulnerable, and it's not about what anyone else thinks. It's just allowing you to be yourself and just release fully. And it's just very therapeutic, and again, very cathartic. So that's like the very basic way of journaling. Another way is lists. So, I mean, you can have, again, the gratitude list is a great one. The things I'm grateful for today are, and then you just list out all the different things you're grateful for. You could also, what do I need to do today? So lists are a great way of just tracking things. You could also do like a health and fitness journal where you write out the things that you eat throughout the day. You can also write out your workout routine. And that way you can keep track of what you did yesterday, so then you can create a better another workout the next day that hits different muscle groups. So again, there's so many different types of journaling where lists can be beneficial to supporting your accountability with yourself and hitting goals. And then the one that I've been supporting recently on this channel is journal prompts. So you can look up and Google journal prompts, and you'd probably see a whole list of them. And that's where you're provided a topic at hand, and then you take that question or topic, and then you just start journaling your thoughts on that specific topic. Sometimes people don't always know what to write, and they get stuck because of that. So journal prompts are a great way to just get started. You can just look one up and then just start going for that day. So if you want a journal practice that is a little bit more guided, that's an opportunity for you. So usually on my weekly journal prompts, I take an oracle card to help create that theme. That's just a fun thing for me to do on a more spiritual level. But there are many other things you can do. I mean, in terms of prompts. So feel free to look into that more. And I'll love to provide more as well as I go forward. And I won't always do the oracle cards. I'll probably come up with some other ones that are geared more towards self-help, self-improvement, goal setting, all of that when it comes to journal prompts. So keep an eye out for those videos. And then lastly, to get you started today, something that you could start on a daily basis, like a journaling for beginners aspect, is to, 1, get your journal out, and then write down these 4 words. The first word is thoughts. The second word is goals. The third word is gratitude. And the fourth word is affirmations. Now, what you can do is, for your journaling practice of the day, you can set a timer for 2 minutes for each of those words. So for 2 minutes, just start journaling your thoughts. That whole section is just all your thoughts that are currently going on. For the next 2 minutes, then you just start journaling your goals. That could be bullet form. My goal today is, or my goal this week, or my goal this month, whatever works for you. 2 minutes, just start listing out your goals in general. It could be small, or it could be large ones, and then you have small bullet points of actions to get you there. Then the next word, gratitude. Set 2 minutes on your timer and just start writing out what you're grateful for. And then the fourth word, affirmations. This is another great one to build self-confidence. and to affirm what you'd like to attract into your life, and also acknowledge what is already in your life. So if you set your timer for 2 minutes, you just start writing affirmations. I am powerful, I am loving, I am confident, I am a great mother. So all these things that affirm who you are, and also you can affirm things that maybe you don't have yet, but that power of expectation can help support in it being basically magnetized to you. So thoughts, goals, gratitude, affirmations. If you do daily journaling of those 4 things, I believe that will set you up for success, just to get started. So you could also do like a 5-subject notebook where you do thoughts in the first section, goals in the next, gratitude, and affirmation. So again, there's so many ways you can approach this. I hope today this all helps support in creating like a visual or a better understanding of different approaches you can take with journaling, list making, or just ways that you can hold yourself accountable to the things you want to achieve in life. If this has really helped you, please hit subscribe. And then I also have an Instagram page at Lit Perspectives. So please join me there as well. And I hope you have a great week, and keep an eye out for my journal prompt this week. Have a great one. Bye.